Okay, we are live on Instagram and we are live on YouTube. All right, guys. Oh, do not knock down the modem, Garfield. Okay, guys. Um, I wanted to talk real quick about a question that I got a couple times, which was how to deal with like deloading phases and how to deal with like breaks from training. Like if you've been working really hard, you've been like increasing the weights you've been using, and then at some point you just don't really you just kind of start to get burnt out. Okay, so first of all, I just want to say a deloading phase is more of like a more of like periodization. Okay, it's like you'll be working at a certain weight, and then you'll go ahead and you'll just back off the weight and use weight that's actually easy for you. Okay, and then you'll build back the weight, and the idea is, you give yourself a break. Your nervous system, which is huge, you give you a break. You give your your joints, your ligaments, your tendons a break. You give your mind a break from having to push it in the gym all the time with heavy ass weights. So the idea is you'll be able to come back stronger. Okay, and that certainly does make sense. For me to get up to doing 20 rep squats with 3 plates with 315 pounds, what I ended up having to do is I got up, I think 287 sticks in my head. I went from like zero, okay, starting with like, like 35s or 25s on the bar, all the way up to like 287. And when I got up to that point, it was like really hard. I was holding out my fingernails, so to speak, just to keep going. So what I did is I stripped all the weight back down to 225, 2 plates, okay? And then I built it back up, and it was so easy. Like just mentally and emotionally, you weren't scared to go to the gym anymore. You weren't scared if you're going to make it through the workout anymore. You weren't pushing so hard. So it's so easy at 225, and I was able to build up all the way up to where I was at like 287 or whatever. That was even easy by the time I built back up to it. And then I had like the motivation and the momentum to go up all the way to 3 plates to 315. So, like I said, a deloading phase certainly does make sense. As in terms of like taking an actual break from training, what I would like to suggest is you don't really worry about it. And that's part of the reason why I'm talking today. Monday, I went to the gym and I realized I live in North Florida. I realized that the gym was going to be closed all week. And I have the super duper membership with unlimited tanning and 24-hour access and everything. And but they were going to close the gym. Even the people who have 24-hour access were not allowed to go into the gym. It was literally locked the door all week. Needless to say, I missed my Tuesday lower body workout. I missed my my Wednesday cardio and abs. I missed yesterday's upper body workout. Today I did the lower body workout. It's my normal Friday workout, but it should have been done on Tuesday. The point that I'm trying to make is, this was an unplanned layoff basically for me. Okay, and that's the way that I really suggest you guys handle your layoffs. I mean, if you go on vacation, fine, working out is good. You might not work out as hard, you might not work out as often, you might not work out at all. Okay, so you don't actually have to plan like work hard for 6 weeks and take 1 week off, or do 3 months and take 1 week off, or 8 weeks and take 1 week off, because there will be times when a hurricane comes, which never really came. A hurricane comes and they close the gym for a week, or you go on vacation, or something crazy happens that somebody's in the hospital and you have to handle all kinds of personal stuff. So there will come times when you have to take a break, and that's how I handle it. Okay. Another question, sexy motherfucker asked in the community tab: Hey Bob, do you believe in recomp? What if you want to get bigger but just a little bit leaner too? How would you do, a fast cut, a recomp, or what? Thanks. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this from a couple different angles. Number one, if you just want to get bigger but also leaner, like that means you're already lean but you want to get really lean. Okay, you're already muscular but you want to get even more muscular. Then yes, a recomp is perfect for you because you're already doing good. Okay, you just want to do great. So it makes sense to slowly build muscle and slowly cut fat at the same time. Just basically, you're already doing good, you just want to improve, and that's all you do is improve. Now, having said that, recomposition if you are skinny fat, or recomposition if you are fat, or recomposition, if you are not already looking good, is also very possible. and it is very highly recommended for a lot of people. Of course, the problem with doing a recomp, if you're not already in shape, is you are not going to see instant progress. Okay, the problem is you're not going to, like, if you cut fat, you can cut 5, 10, 15 pounds of fat in a short amount of time. You'll look great in a short amount of time. You'll look a lot better because you cut the fat. If you're lean and you go ahead and concentrate on building muscle, because you're already lean, you're going to be able to see every pound of muscle you put on. So you're going to be looking great when you do a lean bulk. But if you're a skinny fat, or if you're a fat guy and you're trying to build muscle and cut fat at the same time, it's going to be slower. You're not going to see the same amount of progress. So a recomposition when you're not already in shape is certainly a good idea. It certainly is recommended. It certainly is something that, you know, that I would certainly not say you shouldn't do, but you need to be mentally strong enough to realize you're going to be working your ass off, you're going to be dieting, and you're not going to see immediate results. You know, over a year, okay, over 4, 6, 8 months, a year, you will see a massive difference because you'll be a lot stronger than you were in the beginning. You'll be a lot leaner. But like I said, it's not like within, you know, you could lose a lot of fat in 4 weeks and look a lot better. You can build, you know, a lot of muscle tone at least in 4 weeks and look better. So, you know, if you recomp, it's going to be a longer road, but it's certainly worth it, okay? You want to basically find out what's most important to you. Would you rather, you know, would you rather, what would be the biggest difference? You know, would it make, calling me while I'm on live? Anyway, would it make a big difference in your physique, in your appearance, in your health, in your performance if you're an athlete, to build muscle or to cut fat and lose weight? And then you just, like I said, decide if you're going to cut or bulk. Yeah. All right. Anybody got any other questions? Those were the two things I wanted to basically hit up. Okay. Any other questions? Got a couple people on Instagram. Got a few people on YouTube. Didn't get a whole lot of questions this time. Okay. Got another question. Is it still okay? So, Green 2112, is it still a true fast if you put butter and cream in your coffee, but are doing a 16 off 8 on fast system, drinking the coffee during the fasting time? Sometimes people do that. They call it fat fasting. That's the Bulletproof diet. The Bulletproof Executive talks about that. It is not true fasting. I don't fast at all, but no, that's certainly not true fasting. Because putting butter and cream in your coffee, you can put a lot of calories in like Bulletproof coffee if you throw a lot of butter in or you throw a lot of cream in. One of the things that I used to drink was like a latte, but it was just with heavy cream, so it's really high fat, really low carb. And, you know, a cup of heavy cream is like 800 calories of fat. All right, so depending upon how much, you know, heavy cream they put in, that's hundreds of calories you're taking in. So, no, it's certainly not a true fast. But it is effective, okay? Like I said, I do not fast. That's not my thing. If you want to put butter and cream in your coffee, yeah, you'll have energy. If you're fat adapted, if you're low carb, you'll have energy throughout the morning. Okay, which is, like I said, the Bulletproof diet concept. You'll have energy throughout the morning. It'll be a steady energy instead of a, you know, an up and down energy like if you take like cereal for breakfast. So you'll have great energy all day. But in terms of, is it a fast? No, it's certainly not a fast if that's, you know, if you're taking in fat like that. Okay, let me see here. Still trying to work on my tech skills, so I'm gonna have to see where I can find my. Okay, Mr. S. Qatari, I weigh 155 pounds and have 38% body fat. What's the best diet to lose body fat and build muscle at the same time? Sandy Ortiz, hi. What's up? Okay, Mr. Qatari. If you're 38% body fat, you probably should concentrate on cutting right now, cutting body fat right now, as opposed to building muscle and burning fat at the same time. Having said that, if you eat a proper diet, okay, if you exercise properly, you will be able to build muscle and cut fat at the same time, okay, because you have enough body fat that you can access that for energy. So even if you're cutting your calories, you're in a caloric deficit, you will still have enough energy from your body fat to use to fuel your workouts, to fuel your day, and also to fuel muscle growth, okay? But like I said, you should not try to build muscle at this point. You should really try to lose a lot of fat, because it's like I said, if you're very overweight, the fastest way to improve your health, your athletic performance, your appearance, everything, is to lose fat. If you're skinny, the fastest way to improve your health, your appearance, your physical performance is to gain muscle. Okay, so like I said, if you're 38% body fat, I really suggest that you try to cut fat. And like I said, a good diet and a good workout program will have you building muscle, but the concentration should really be on losing the fat. And what I suggest you do basically is you find out what your lean-ish body weight would be. Okay, so you're 155 pounds, 38% body fat. Figure out how much you would weigh if you were like 10% body fat. Okay, figure out how much you would weigh if you were 10% body fat, and use that lean-ish weight, not lean body weight period, like perfectly lean with zero fat, like you would be dead if you had 0% body fat, but just this like 10%. Figure out how much you would weigh if you had 10% body fat. Use that to calculate your total calories, your protein, your fat, etc. Okay, that's the best way to to deal with a situation like this. Okay, got any other questions? If anybody's wondering, coffee with coconut milk. I used to use a little bit of half and half, and then I went on to heavy cream. Now I'm using coconut milk. I kind of dig it. Okay. Some more questions. Okay, let's see what we got here. Juan the Stabber. Hi there. Been following for a while. Just started keto. Male, mid-30s, 217, 23% body fat, 165 pounds lean. Lost 2 pounds of muscle with traditional keto. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, what people need to understand is that ketogenic means low carb. Okay, ketogenic means you don't take in carbs, your body freaks out, your body realizes that it's got fat to burn, okay, and it starts burning that fat, turns it into ketones and use ketone bodies as fat, but basically as fuel. It basically burns fat. You do not have to take like 98% of your calories from fat, okay? So, but what I concentrate on and what I recommend everybody concentrate on is getting in sufficient protein for your lean body mass, okay? Justin the Stabber, it's just so funny. He just actually said, so I upped the protein a bit. Exactly. Like I said, I concentrate on getting protein sufficient for my lean-ish body weight, my goal body weight, okay, whether I'm cutting or whether I'm bulking or whether I'm maintaining. Then, if I want to lose fat, I'll take in less dietary fat, which means I need to burn more body fat. If I want to build more muscle, if I want to fuel my workouts, if I'm not concentrating on getting lean right now, what I would do is I would just increase the amount of fat that I take in. But the idea is, do not be afraid of protein because you're on keto. You do not have to take in 75% of your calories from fat to go into ketosis. You need to drop your carbs, and that will get you into ketosis. Okay. Should I be aiming for 1 gram per lean muscle? I get my best results, and I recommend to people, and they get damn good results, to use 1.5 grams per pound of goal body weight. So you're 200 pounds. You're trying to get down to 180 pounds. Okay, I would recommend that you get in 1.5 grams per 180 pounds, your goal body weight. That would be about 270 grams of protein a day. Okay, and then like I said, from there you add add more or less fat as you want, whether you're bulking or maintaining or cutting. Okay, but I recommend, no matter whether you're bulking, cutting, or maintaining, assuming that you're trying to build muscle, assuming you're trying to work out your muscles, yes, I do recommend that you get 1.5 grams per pound of goal body weight. Okay, Senor Ortiz, I left or sugar? I don't know if this was the question, but sometimes I put Truby in my coffee, if that was the question. And yeah, sometimes I put Truby in the coffee. That's basically like the only kind of artificial-ish fake sweetener that I use. A lot of times, like I said, I'll just throw in some heavy cream, or I'll just throw in some. I'll just go ahead and throw in the coconut milk and just drink it like that. Which is funny because even back when I was eating carbs or whatever, I would still drink coffee with cream and usually wouldn't put sugar in, even when I was using sugar. Okay. John Thomas Quadrino. Hey guys, another vacation update. Okay, so this guy basically was in shape, and then he went on vacation, and he had an issue because he went on vacation. So he's like, hey, he's gonna enjoy himself a little bit. He knows he's gonna blow up a little bit. Another vacation update. Gained 21 pounds in 10 days. I've been there before. 5'8", 164 to 185. Already down to 171 in 5 days. Very, very good, John Thomas. Very, very good. That is basically the power, okay, of low carb cutting and bulking. Like, I know that I could lose, especially bloat, carb bloat and things like that. I know I could lose that quickly, so I'm not scared anymore. Anybody remembers, if you guys need to follow me on Instagram, because I'm trying to balance all my social media, but I try to put a lot of like personal, what I'm doing at the moment stuff into Instagram. And I was talking around the holidays about how the big deal with the holidays is you cheat every single day. You visit your mom, and she's got cookies out, so you eat a few cookies and you cheat on your diet. Then you visit your aunt, then you visit your brother, then you visit your sister, then you visit some guys from work, then you have an office party. So now that's like 6-7 days out of like 10 days that you've cheated on your diet. That's why you get fat during the holidays, okay? It's not because of like one day. So what I did is I did not cheat on my diet at all, and I devastated myself on Christmas Day. I just ate myself through every family we visited and whatever, everyone we visited. My girlfriend and I, we made our own pies. Like, she picked out the pie she wanted to make, and we made it from scratch and whatever. And we made a homemade eggnog and stuff. And I gained like 13 pounds in one day. Posted it on Instagram. The same thing on Thanksgiving. I just ate a bunch on Thanksgiving. So, but like John Thomas over here, thanks, Bob. Yes, you're welcome. But like John Thomas Quadrino did, he went ahead on vacation, ate a lot, enjoyed himself, gained a whole hell of a lot of weight, knowing that when you understand how to diet, that you could just jump on like the pure protein diet for a few days and all that bloat's going to be gone. Okay. He gained 21 pounds in 10 days. And then he went from 164 to 185, and then he went all the way back down to 171 in 5 days. So, like I said, that's the power. Okay, Drew K. Hey, man, love your channel. What's your view on working out the same muscles every day, i.e. push-ups, pull-ups for the pump? What's the pros and cons in your opinion? I have frail joints. I have frail joints. I don't know what's going on. I have done pull-ups every day, and I had a muscle in my forearm started pumping out. It was like a bulge. It was like somebody put a ravioli on my forearm. Like, why do I have this bulge on my forearm? I also had problems with my tendons around my elbows, elbow tendonitis. That's why I cannot and do not do calisthenics every single day. Okay. Another thing about doing calisthenics every day is, like I said, when I was in jump school, when I was in airborne school, we did pull-ups every morning for PT. We did pull-ups every morning before we did before we ate breakfast. We did pull-ups every morning before we ate lunch. We did pull-ups every afternoon before we ate dinner. We did pull-ups every evening before we left for the day. Okay, so that was 5 days, 5 times a day, pull-ups. And I got strong the first week. The second week I got really strong. The third week I was burnt out and I started getting weaker. Okay. So, if you're interested in this, check out a couple things. One of them is Pavlov. Is it Pavlov? Pavel. Okay, check out Pavel's stuff about greasing the groove. You could probably just read a synopsis on the internet. That is everyday training. And also look up a book called Squat Every Day in Amazon. I think it's a Kindle book on Amazon. Pavlov talks about doing sub-maximal, okay, lots and lots of reps, but sub-maximal, never really pushing yourself to get skill at the movement, like pull-ups, for instance. And then squat every day. The guy talks about doing a proper squat workout 7 days a week for an extended period of time. But like I said, my issue with working out the same muscles every day is I always have a problem with my joints or my ligaments or my tendons. That's always the first to go. My muscles are fine usually, but my joints and my tendons and my ligaments go. Does a calorie deficit make you skinny fat? Not if you're eating enough protein. I mean, honestly, like I said, if you get enough protein, you're going to be able to protect your internal organs and your muscles from being used, catabolized or cannibalized, so to speak, from for fuel. Okay, so if you eat enough protein, you probably should not lose a whole lot of muscle on a diet. Okay, you're not going to build fat by going on a caloric deficit. Okay, so no, if you take in enough protein, if you do enough, if you do enough strength training to stimulate muscle growth, or at least to stimulate your muscles remaining as strong as they are, you're not going to get skinny fat by doing a caloric deficit. What you might think is going to happen, okay, what happens a lot to people, and this is what I call the skinny fat paradigm, Emilio Castro, what I call the skinny fat paradigm is a guy has fat on him and a guy does not have a lot of muscle. So he's like, I'm going to cut. And he starts cutting down and he's covered in a little bit of fat. So he looks even smaller. You have fat on your chest. You have fat on your arms. You have fat on your back. So if you start to lose fat, what's going to happen is you're going to look skinnier. And then he's like, oh my God, I'm skinny. So then he starts bulking, which means his gut gets bigger again, which means he's like, oh my God, I'm getting fat. So like I said, you're not going to become skinny fat by being in a caloric deficit. But if you lose a lot of fat on your chest, fat takes up size. So if you lose fat on your chest is going to look small. You're going to think you're getting skinny fat. Okay. Senor Ortiz, I left the keto diet about a month ago. It was too confusing to me. I decided to go on the carnivore diet. That's been working awesome. With me, I'm doing protein also. I'm working out in the gym. All right, cool. Yeah. Like I said, I've never done the carnivore diet. The reason I've never done the carnivore diet, 2 reasons. Number one, I need fiber. I even when I was not eating on a diet, even when I was just eating crap all day, drinking alcohol if I wanted to, eating fast food, whatever, eating cookies, anything I wanted, I always had massive, extremely painful stomach cramps. I mean, I've broken bones. I've been bitten by dogs. I've been bitten by a guy in a bar fight once when I was with a bouncer. I've been cut with knives. I've been all fucked up. The only time that I actually vomited because I was in pain was because I had stomach cramps in the middle of the night, basically constipation, before I learned about how to handle fiber and water and fat intake to make sure that my digestive system's running right. So I cannot go on a zero carb diet. I cannot go on a zero fiber diet like the carnivore. And another thing is I need more energy. Aside from when I'm on the pure protein diet, and even then I'm getting fat. But aside from when I'm on the pure protein diet, I'm like drinking shakes with heavy cream. I'm drinking raw egg shakes. I mean, I'm throwing creamy cheese sauces on my food just for energy. So that's the reason I don't like the carnivore diet. But I'm glad that you've done well on the carnivore diet. It works for a lot of people. Okay, and I follow you, and I thank God for you. Thank you so much for all your followers. I follow you. Watch you laughing out loud. Okay, Drew K, thumbs up. Gotcha. Okay, Justin the Stabber, should you be running a caloric deficit on keto? Right now, I'm doing 25% deficit, around 1,700 calories. TDEE is around 2,100. So total daily energy expenditure is around 2,100. He's on 1,700. Okay, Yeah, I mean, the keto diet, okay, there is no such thing as a special diet, okay? The keto diet, the carnivore diet, intermittent fasting, especially intermittent fasting, you are not going to automatically, just because you change the foods you eat or the times you eat, you're not automatically going to burn more calories. Now, fat is more filling, so it's a lot easier for people to go on keto and consume fewer calories because fat just fills you up. You're not hungry, okay? Intermittent fasting, if you don't eat shit all day and then you have like 2 hours or 4 hours or 8 hours to eat, you can eat bigger meals and you'll feel fuller. It'll be easier for you to stay within your calories. But there is no difference. I mean, you still have to be in a caloric deficit to lose fat, whether you're on keto, whether you're on intermittent fasting, vegan, anything, carnivore, whatever. Okay. So, yes, if you are on a keto diet, and you want to lose fat, you should be running a deficit. Okay. If I should be shooting for 180 grams of protein, ideal weight, that's going to be tough. 2 scoops of protein powder already maxes out carbs. How do you get better protein sources on calorie carb restriction? First of all, I don't know what kind of protein powder you're using, because 2 scoops of protein powder that I've seen is like 3 or 4 grams of carbs. You have to keep your carbs, your total carbs, below 50. You should keep your carbs below 30, okay? But I have no idea how you're going to be, how you're going to max out your carbs on 2 scoops of protein powder. Okay, but the thing is, okay, so first of all, if your ideal weight or your goal weight is 180 grams, I suggest you get 1.5 grams per pound. So for 180 pounds, okay, if your goal is 180 pounds, I would suggest you take in 270 grams of protein, okay? Now, in terms of it being tough, I don't know why it's tough, because a keto diet is always going to be based on meat. You know what I'm saying? It's always basically going to be based on meat. So if I have 200 grams of chicken, that's 47 grams of protein. If I have 8 ounces of a steak, it's like 48 grams of protein, depending upon what steak it is. If I take 8 ounces of 80% lean ground chuck, that's like 38 grams. I mean, every meal I take in is basically 50 grams of protein, more or less, but its average is 50 grams of protein. So if you eat, just, what, four chicken meals a day, that's already 200 grams of protein right there. Yeah, like I said, I mean, Justin the Stabber, you're just gonna have to figure it out. Like I said, if your goal weight is 180 pounds, try to get it up to 270 grams of protein, 1.5 grams per pound. And like I said, I mean, just eat meat. Just eat meat several times a day. You know, and protein shakes, like I said, I mean, I don't know what kind of protein shake has like 15 grams of carbs per scoop. Okay, like I said, I mean, try to keep your total carbs below. Try to keep your total carbs below 50. Okay, try to keep your net carbs below 30. That means carbs minus fiber. Try to keep your total carbs below 30. That's what I usually do. I try to do that. But like I said, though, definitely, like I said, definitely just eat a lot of meat. Eat every. You should be able to eat every 50 grams of protein in every meal easily, just by eating a decent sized piece of meat. And like 4 meals a day, you're already at 200. Okay, Sandy Ortiz, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you very much for the question. Michael Canterbury, just here for support. Love the channel. Always been afraid of low carb. Always associated with my cut for a show. But when I eat any type of carb, I cannot control myself. I binge eat through the day. Now on low carb, moderate fat, high protein, I feel way better, more full, and have more energy and better sleep. Yeah, the thing is, I knew an alcoholic, okay? I knew an alcoholic who was in, he's like older. I mean, I'm 45 almost in a couple weeks. I knew an alcoholic who was older, and he was saying like that he would, when he was like back in the 50s, people would be like, oh, just drink like, 1 glass of wine and make sure it lasts the whole dinner. Or just have one cocktail, but only after dinner, just one cocktail. If you're a fucking alcoholic, you cannot have 1 glass of wine. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. If you're an alcoholic, you have 1 glass of wine, you're going to finish the bottle. You're going to go to the store, get another bottle. Then you're probably going to walk to a bar or walk to the store, get another bottle. You're going to vomit, and then you're going to continue to drink. Okay, and it's fucking stupid to tell an alcoholic, oh, just go ahead and have one glass of wine while I make it last all dinner. That's fucking, if he could do that, he wouldn't be a fucking alcoholic. That's stupid. Okay, and the same thing, like Michael Canterbury's talking about here. Well, he had problems with carbs. I'm a carb addict. If you give me one donut, okay, and it's like, well, here, have one donut. That fits in your calories for today. I'm gonna eat the rest of those donuts. Either I'm gonna kill you and eat the rest of those donuts. You're gonna kill me while I try to kill you to eat the rest of the donuts, or you're gonna give me the rest of the donuts because you don't want to die. Then I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna fucking start buying donuts and all kinds of shit. And now I've blown my diet, so I might as well go to the Burger King on the way back and have all kinds of crap there, and then have my donuts, and then order a pizza. And then since I've really blown my diet, I might as well go ahead and just eat some more. And then when I wake up in the morning, once again, I'm like an alcoholic. You have this massive, massive, massive hangover. And how do you feel better when you have a hangover? You drink more. Drink more alcohol. So now the alcoholic didn't just have one fucking day. Now the alcoholic's got 2, 3, 4 days he's got on a bender. Because when I wake up in the morning, after I've eaten a bunch of carbs, I feel like shit. I have indigestion. I'm feeling like crap. And the only thing that will make me feel better is to have some more carbs. So now I'm going 2, 3, 4 days. So it's like, Mike Canterbury said, yeah, okay, or John Thomas Quadrino. I'm on the same way, Bob. It's so much easier to eat no snacks than just a piece. So yeah, like I said, I mean, when people talk about like, oh, if it fits your macros, flexible dieting, that's the way you got to go because that will keep you from overeating. Just eat one teeny little piece and then goo goo gaga. No, fuck that shit. I'm an addict. I cannot control myself. I could have like a sip of beer, put it down, and not even drink the rest of the glass. I'm not an alcoholic, but don't put a donut in front of me or I'm going to be gone for 3 days. I'm going to wake up in a pool of my own vomit. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, you need to know. It's great to have discipline, but it's also great to know yourself. I know I can't handle carbs, so I stay away from them, except, maybe Thanksgiving and Christmas or whatever. And I know I'm going to overeat. I know I'm going to get fat. And I know I'm going to have to go on the pure protein diet for a couple of days to get rid of the bloat. It's okay, though. And it's the same thing with everything else. Okay, like I said, discipline is great, but if when you come home and you sit on your ass for 1 minute, you're not going to go to the gym, bring your stuff to work with you. I used to do that. I would, at one point, I brought my stuff to the gym, changed in the office. On the way home, I went to the gym and hit it. So I didn't even get home. I just went to the gym on the way home, and then I went home. I could sit on my ass because I was already done with my workout. I was also a trainer for a security company, so at another point, I had this training room with my office was like adjoined. So I would just change in my office, go into the training room, do my workout there. That's what I did the Anaerobixx workout. So it was like a bunch of burpees and jumping rope and plyos and stuff like that. So I would do my workout in my training room. Then I'd go home. Like I said, Justin the Stabber, got to know your own vice, or Juan the Stabber, got to know your own vices, whether it's alcohol, sugar, or redheads. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the way it is. Like I said, I mean, if you know you're not going to work out when you get home, work out before you get home. Make sure you have your stuff ready. Make sure you have your meals ready. Make sure you have all the junk food out of the house. Make sure you have your clothes, your gym clothes washed for the entire week. So it's not like, oh, I've got an excuse. My gym clothes aren't clean. Or, oh, I'm just going to go home and sit down for a minute and then you stay all night. So like I said, make sure, like I said, know your own vices. Know yourself. It's really great to have discipline, but it's really better to know yourself. Sandy Ortiz, I use whey. Yeah, I have no idea what kind of whey protein has more than like a couple of grams of carbs in it. And like I said, I really wouldn't depend upon whey protein. When I use for whey protein, on a ketogenic diet, pure protein diet, whatever. When I want to have lean protein, is I take fat-free Greek yogurt. Okay, I take like a cup of that. It's like 227 grams, and I throw in basically like 25 grams of protein. Okay, from whey protein. So it's usually like 34 grams of powder that I have to put in, but it becomes 25 grams of protein. So between the Greek yogurt and the whey protein, you mix it up. It becomes like a pudding. Okay, and it kind of tastes awesome. It's like you're eating ice cream or pudding, at night or in the morning or whenever you want to have it. And it's like 50 grams of protein. So, like I said, that's the kind of thing that I suggest you do if you want to use whey protein. It's also, when you do that, because the Greek yogurt is like a milk protein, it digests much more slowly. So it's going to keep you satisfied much longer than if you just drink a whey protein shake. Yeah, but like I said, that if you're going to use whey protein and you're not on the anaerobics diet, you're not taking it directly before your workout or directly after your workout. If you're taking it as part of like a keto type meal, yeah, that's the way I suggest you do it. Mix Greek yogurt, plain non-fat Greek yogurt with whey protein. You got like almost a pure protein meal. Um, Okay, John Quadrino. Sometimes I use unflavored whey protein to make a chia seed pudding with cinnamon to top off my day. Yeah, that's people have been talking about chia seeds. I need to look into them. Got a lot of fiber in them. It's called a superfood, but like I said, it's got a lot of fiber in it. And yeah, definitely. Yeah, I use a lot of cinnamon too. Cinnamon is my favorite flavoring. People say it's going to increase your insulin sensitivity, make you health benefits and whatever. That's great. All I know is cinnamon tastes good. It's not bad for you. It doesn't have a lot of calories or anything. So I use a lot of cinnamon when I mix it in with my ketogenic weight gainer shakes, like half and half and raw eggs, um, milk and cream, like homemade half and half, or just plain straight up heavy cream, depending on how many calories I want, with raw eggs and protein powder, and then I throw in some cinnamon for the taste. So yeah, cinnamon's awesome. Cinnamon, before I started making this protein pudding with Greek yogurt and whey protein. Before I did that, I would just have a big bowl, like 2 cups of Greek yogurt, and it would be plain, non-fat, unflavored, and then I'd put in some cinnamon and mix it up so it tasted like cinnamon. I kind of, like I said, I stopped that because the Greek yogurt does have a lot of carbs in it. Okay, so 1 cup with whey protein is okay. If you start having like 2 cups at a time, then it's might be a little bit of a problem. Okay, Juan the Stabber. The Body Fortress stuff they sell at Walmart. 1 scoop's 50 grams, 9 grams of carbs, 3 grams sugar. Never noticed the carbs until I used an app for calorie tracking. Yeah, 9 grams of carbs is a lot. But then again, 50 grams, because most protein whey protein servings are 25 grams or 30 grams. So 50 grams of protein, 9 grams of carbs, that would be like 4.5 grams um, 4.5 grams per normal scoop of 25 grams of protein. So that's actually not all that bad. When you figure you get 50 grams of protein and 9 grams of carbs, you can't do that 10 times a day, obviously. Okay? You need to be very careful. But yeah, it's at most grocery stores. Never realized it's so carb loaded. Now going to have to switch. Yeah, I definitely switch it out. But you're still, 50 grams of protein, 9 grams of carbs is like 4.5 grams of carbs for 25 grams of protein. So that's not that's it's almost average. Like I said, you could get 1.5 to maybe 3 grams of carbs for per 25 grams of protein, which is what most protein powders have. So just make sure you have to look at your protein intake all over, or your carb intake over the entire day. For instance, if I make this protein pudding with Greek yogurt and whey protein, there might be some carbs in it. But if I just eat chicken breast, or if I just eat eggs, or if I just eat meat, that's like 0 carbs, so it balances out. Okay. Okay, you misspoke. Only 30 grams of protein. Yeah, that's yeah. Like I said, find something else. Okay, and I now use whey isolate, 5 grams fat, 1 gram carbs, 25 protein. Yeah, that's better. Then you could take in 50 grams of protein, and you only have 2 grams of carbs. Okay. 60 grams of your protein is coming from shakes. Yeah, that's okay. A good rule on keto is 1 to 2 grams of carbs per 100 calories. I've never heard of it being figured out that way, but I guess it does kind of make sense, because that would be 10 to 20 per 1,000 calories. That would be 20 to 40 per 2,000 calories. Okay, KOVU23. On a regular bodybuilding diet, 40-40-20, how much calories is too much without losing your gains? Is 1,000 too much if you're training 2 times a day? Calisthenics morning, MMA / Kyokushin evening. Wow, you do Kyokushin karate. That's awesome. That's awesome. I wish there was Kyokushin karate around where I lived, anywhere near where I lived. I'd be willing to drive for that. So that's awesome. Us. 40-40-20 diet is 40% protein, 40% carbs, 20% fat, calories. Okay, how much calories is too much without losing your gains? If you're talking about a caloric deficit, I certainly wouldn't go below. I certainly would not go below. I certainly would not go below 10 calories per pound of goal body weight. So once again, if you're 200 pounds and you're trying to get down to 180, goal body weight is 180. I would not go below 1800. Okay. Having said that, I don't really suggest that you stay on your 40-40-20 because you're going to have to cut protein. Okay, so if you keep 40% of your calories from carbs, from protein, and 20% from fat, you're going to have to drop your protein to get down in lower calories. Like I said, what I always suggest, and I always do low carb anyway, but what I always suggest is you keep your protein at the same, whether you're cutting, bulking, or maintaining, or recomposing, okay? And you just cut down on your fat. Now, if you're doing 40-40-20, I would probably cut down on my carbs, leave my fat, at 20%, and keep my protein, like I said, at 1.5 grams per pound of goal body weight. So, once again, you're 200 pounds, your goal is 180 pounds. That's your goal body weight. I would not cut below 1,800 calories, and I would keep 1.5 grams of protein per pound of goal body weight. So it'd be 180 pounds, 270 grams of protein a day. And I would cut other nutrients, okay, fat and carbs, to drop your calories, but I would keep the protein intake at 270 for a goal body weight of 180. SP Spaz, I think it's been a while since you updated what supplements you're doing. You're still taking digestive enzymes, liver tabs, etc. What other subs are you taking now? And Juan the Stabber, good question. Right now, I'm experimenting with some general wellness supplements. Okay, my favorite supplements: fiber, sugar-free psyllium husk supplement. Absolutely, positively, the most important supplement that I've ever taken. I definitely use that every day. I consider water a supplement because you really need to monitor the amount of water you take in. Just don't I drink a lot of water. You literally have to monitor it like it's a supplement. Digestive enzymes, if I'm taking in heavier meals or if I'm taking in larger meals, I'll throw in a couple of digestive enzymes. Currently, I use multi enzymes from the Vitamin Shop. They have digestive enzymes. They also have HCl, okay, stomach acid in them, so that really helps. I take them as needed, okay. And the other ones that I recommend are Doctor's Best. They're called Best Digestive Enzymes by the company Doctor's Best. They do not have the stomach acid. So if you have a stomach where you have an issue sometimes with indigestion or ulcers or whatever, those are the enzymes without the additional stomach acid. So you gotta know for yourself which one you prefer, okay. Liver tabs I'm not taking right now. Okay. And like I said, I'm looking, I started taking no salt. It's potassium based salt substitute. So I use sea salt for sodium. I use potassium no salt substitute as a potassium source, okay, for electrolytes. And yeah, like I said, I'll be talking more about my general supplements in a little bit. Maybe like a few days or a week, because I'm starting to deal with more like I said, health based supplements. Yeah, like fish oil, like calcium, magnesium, things like that. Okay. Yeah, KOVU23. Thanks. I was talking about caloric deficit. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I mean, it's don't worry about like a caloric deficit as in what the caloric deficit should be and how many calories. Worry about, like I said, how many calories per pound of goal body weight. Okay, whether you're cutting or bulking or maintaining, that's what you really want to worry about. And like I said, I do not suggest that you cut your protein intake. Okay. I don't do the 40-40-20 diet. That's like the zone diet, I believe that's what they call it. I do not do that. What I do is always going to be low carb. So like I said, I keep my protein intake at 1.5 grams per pound of goal body weight, and I just increase or decrease my calories by increasing or decreasing my fat intake. Okay. The Got anything else? Okay, well, thanks to everybody who showed up. Like I said, I definitely love answering questions. Every Wednesday I'm going to be putting out in social media in general, asking for questions. If you have a question, just go ahead and ask then. Otherwise, like I said, I'm trying to answer all the comments on my videos and my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube. And like I said, so if you have any questions, definitely ask. I'll answer. And a lot of times, if it's a good question that like I could actually get into, I'll actually answer the question with a video. Okay, so definitely keep up the questions. Once again, I appreciate everybody who came into the live. I appreciate everybody who subscribes. Love you guys. We got a lot that's gonna be coming up. I mean, I'm moving, as you can see. This is my office. I need to completely clear it out, but I've got a lot coming up for you guys. So definitely. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see in the future. All right, guys. See you in the next video.